Hi, how are you today? I hope you are doing well. Today we have a tough subject, if you can say that, because I feel like all those vlogmases up until now were tough subjects. I don't know. Leave it in the comments. What do you think? So today we have a particularly tough subject, but it must be addressed. Why? Because Christmas is that time of the year when you think back on the year that has passed and you make plans for the future year. You assess your year and maybe the years before that, and you make plans to see what you can make better. How can you be a step closer to your dreams? And also you are setting your priorities, your main targets. You are assessing practically your life. And if you are doing that for some years and you did everything that you could think of and nothing really happens, I suggest you start thinking about toxic people in your life and get rid of them. Why is this such an important thing? The toxic people in our lives are most likely among the closest persons around us. So can be part of the family, can be closest friends, maybe best friend. So being that close to us, this is the main reason they are so influential on our lives, and this is why it's important to get rid of their influence, because their influence on you, it's very, very big and strong. You love these people, and even without knowing, you are taking into consideration their opinions, and this can be in the end very bad for you. My life took off really and started to be very productive, to really add up to something, when I really decided to get rid of all these toxic influences in my life. And it wasn't enough just to move away from one person or two persons. I had to make a really winter cleanup, to say like this, and get rid of all of them. And here I referring to the people who were putting me down, who were not supportive of my dreams, who were not encouraging me to be a better person, people who weren't interested to develop themselves as a person, to grow, to learn, to be a better person. And actually here I have a little bit of observation. As a child and as a young adult, and even as an adult, I always been taught to be very inclusive, very supportive. Because if you watch my previous video where I was talking about what I hate Romania, us Romanians have this way of embracing everything that it's negative, because it helps us to have something to blame if something goes wrong in our lives. So I was taught to embrace the negative and to make it part of my life. But as I traveled and I started to learn about other cultures and other way of living, I saw that it is possible to have a life without negativity, not a life without bad things, but a life without negativity, and a life lived with always the positive in mind, with a silver lining. And when I discovered this, I felt that this is what suits me, this is very me, and this is the mindset that I want to have in my life. And what I did as an adult, I made a choice. I made a choice not to accept the negative in my life. I made a choice to surround myself only with positive people, with positive attitudes, who always think about a solution, how can I resolve the problem in front of me, and not just staying in a place and expect that problem to resolve from themselves, or worse, expect help from others to come in their lives and resolve their problems. Of course, in the process, I lost a lot of friends and a lot of people which I loved and wanted in my life. But at the end of the day, it is my belief that it's not worth adjusting. It's not worth adjusting to a mentality that it's not yours. And ultimately, it's not just about that. It's about the fact that it was making me sick and it was keeping me from moving forward. There are people who can function in a fairly negative environment, like my partner, who is a Libra and is very balanced, and he gives me balance as well, and he can function in a fairly negative environment. Nothing touches it, up to a point of course, but in general nothing touches him. He can go on living his life as if nothing bad happens around him. But even people like him flourish and develop much faster if they are surrounded by positive. So even for people who can survive and live in a bad environment, it would be beneficial to search the positive. Me, I'm not that kind of person. I cannot live with the negative around me and the negative vibes and energy. I need positive, I need beautiful, I need art, I need music. I need only good things around me to be creative. Of course, there are people who thrive on negative and who just pick up a fight with you just to create a bad energy because they are feeding off that energy. And this is exactly the kind of people that you have to stay away if you want to be more productive or be able to concentrate on what you have to do next step, next year, next month. So you don't have to waste your energy in those meaningless conversations, meaningless fights who are just created for the benefit of those people who are relying on your energy, on your being upset, on your releasing this energy to them. So this is one type of negative energy who really affects me, and I had to cut it off of my life. Those people that are like vampires, energetic vampires, and they create bad situation in order for you to get upset and release your energy, put your energy into that situation, and they feed off of your energy. The second type of people who really affects me are those type of people who are always whining, who are always complaining, who are always see the bad stuff in what is happening, and they are not really searching for a solution to resolve a problem. They are searching for someone to listen to them complaining and whining. Do you know someone in your life who is that type of person who is always never ending problematic, one problem after another, never ending, never stop complaining? That fatalist attitude that they don't have any luck in life and they just want to whine about it. This attitude affects me a lot, and I also had to cut it out of my life. There are all sorts of negative attitudes. Maybe leave it in the comments what sort of negative attitude affects you. If you think it is worth cut off of your life negative people or people who gives bad vibes, if it's worth losing them over having a more positive environment, and overall, if you think it would help you moving forward with your life. Don't forget to subscribe, stay safe, have a wonderful December month, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!